Hey guys, so today's video is a hair tutorial on this braid right here. I got a few requests to do this after I posted my what's in my travel makeup bag, so I hope that this fulfills your requests. It's really easy. It takes me like under 10 minutes. I know that if you're a beginner and you've never tried it before, it will take a bit of practice, but I promise if you just practice then you will get there. And I think they look so much nicer than just normal braids, and it looks like you spent so much more time doing your hair than you actually did. Like I said, it takes me like 10 minutes maximum to do it. It does require a bit of patience obviously because it takes a bit longer than just normal braiding, but I promise it's worth it. So let's get on with the video. If you would like to know how I did this, then please just keep watching. So there's a few things that you're going to need for this. The first thing you're going to need obviously is a hairbrush to brush through all your hair and make sure that it's not knotty. Also a teasing comb, which is optional if you do want to do any teasing. You're also going to need a few bobby pins just to secure any flyaway hairs. You're going to need some hair elastics or a hair bubble, whichever you like. I just prefer these hair elastics because I think it blends in with my hair better, and also hairspray. So yes, let's get on with the tutorial. The first thing that we're going to do is start off with our natural hair. I washed mine last night. You can do this with freshly washed hair, second day hair, whatever kind of hair you have, you can do this with. And then what we're going to do is take a comb, and with the end of the comb we're going to section off into our parting. And I like to have quite a side parting, so I'm just going to get it to the parting that I want it to be. And then after you've done that, this part is optional, but I'm going to do a little bit of teasing just so my hair is a bit bigger and more voluminous. So you can just section off a couple of sections. Take your hairspray, give it a quick spray and brush, and then you can just repeat this a few sections all around your head. Again, this is optional. You can do this as little or as much as you want. And then just go ahead and brush it out a little bit so it's kind of smoother. Now after we've done that teasing, you can go ahead and decide which side you want your fishtail braid to go on. I'm just going to section it round to the side that I have my fringe on. And then if you do have any fringe or any kind of little bits that you want to keep out, then go ahead and separate them out from the actual part of the braid. So I'm just going to flip mine to one side for a minute. And then this is where we do the actual braiding. So just go ahead and collect your hair all around to one side. Now instead of sectioning our hair into three like we would with a normal braid, we're only going to section our hair into two parts for this fishtail braid. And then you want to make sure that they're about the same size. Now comes the kind of tricky part. If you've never done a fishtail braid before, you will have to practice this a few times to get it sorted, but once you've got it down, you're good to go and you can do it as many times as you want. So the first thing you need to do is from one side of the section, take a really small section from the back. So from the top section, I'm bringing a small section of my hair from the back, then I'm crossing it over the front to my other section. And then this is basically what you do for the entire braid. So again, from the bottom section, take a small section from the back and cross it over the front to go to the other section like that. And then we just continue to do that, so I'll just show you again. It doesn't matter if this bit kind of falls because your hand does separate it from the lower section. Take a small section from the back of the hair and cross it over to the other side. So then you can, after you've done this a couple of times, you can begin to see the braid forming, but obviously it will tighten up as you go a bit further down. So again, from the lower section now, take a small section from the back, cross it over to the front, and then it sometimes does take a while just to make sure that all your sections are neat. And then again, just take your time with it. It is a bit more time consuming than a normal braid, but I think they look a lot nicer than normal braids. So again, taking a small section from the back of the top section, crossing it over to the bottom section. Again, taking a section from the back of the lower section, crossing it over the front, taking it up to the top section. Again, from the back, taking a section, crossing it over, bringing it down to the lower section. Taking a section from the bottom section, crossing it over to the top section. So basically you're crossing one section of hair over to the other and just repeating that all the way down. If you take bigger sections, it won't take as long for you to do it. Obviously if you take smaller sections, it's going to be a bit more time consuming. I kind of like to vary my size because I think it looks a bit nicer when it's slightly messy. So again, just taking it from one section, pulling it over to the other section, and now after I've done this quite a few times you can begin to see the braid forming, and then sometimes you just need to stop and kind of brush both of the sections out to make sure that they're not too tangled or anything like that. And then again, just keeping hold of it, crossing over from one section down to the other section. So all you really need is just a steady hand and a bit of patience. Again, crossing over. So just one section, pull it over to the next section. Taking from the back of one section and crossing it over to the next section. And obviously as you go further down your hair, if you've got layers, your hair will get a little bit thinner. So once you finish your braid, it should look something like this. Obviously it will vary dependent on the length of your hair and whether you've got layers or not, but it should look something like this. And then you can go ahead and take a small elastic and just secure the bottom of it. Obviously you can use just a normal hair bubble if you want, but I find these little elastics kind of blend in with the hair and they tend to look nicer. And then I don't really like to leave my braid looking like this. I tend to like it looking a little bit more messy. So what you can do is just go through and just kind of pull the sections, and then as you tug them it'll kind of loosen and separate it out. If you've got layers, a few of the layers might kind of pop out, and then just go down the braid and just kind of pull. So once you've pulled out your braid as much as you want, it will look like this, and then you can go ahead and sort out your fringe or any of your sections of hair that you want to keep out of the braid. I'm just going to keep my fringe out, and then I'm going to keep a few kind of side bits out. If any of the layers that you have or anything like that have kind of fallen out like this, you can take a few bobby pins and just secure them behind or into the braid like this, which is what I tend to do. And then if there's any bits at the back that fall down, again go and secure them with bobby pins, and then finally just take a little bit of hairspray and just spray everything in place. So that is the end of the tutorial, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed it and found it useful. If you do recreate this fishtail braid and I was able to help you, then tweet me a picture or tag me on your Instagram picture, because I love hearing from you guys. All my Instagram and my Twitter links will be in the down bar, and go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and please subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, then thank you so much, and until next time I will talk to you guys very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye!